Hey guys, Nathan Brendan Masters. So, you guys remember a few days ago we did the AI. We let the AI design some monster girls for us. In this case, it designed a few succubi and some vampire ladies for us. And one of those I said I was going to use as an update for Serpina. Now, this isn't going to be anything intricate. I'm probably going to go with a black suit with collars and, of course, with the wings. And I'll do that, make those look real nice and everything. Sarpina is a corporal succubus jinn who grants wishes for souls. When the victim's time is up, she or her collector, Soulfire, will, they'll surprise the person. They'll pop up, hey, how you doing? And usually seduce the person and then kill them and take their soul. Soulfire will usually store it in a bottle or something and hand it over to Serpina when she gets there. But Serpina, she'll just, take it and take you back with her because, she can do that. She can go from corporeal to back into the spirit form. So she can do that. Serpina, for the most part, is an earth walker, which means she walks around and she interacts with people. She's like, hey, you meet her on the street. She's like, hey, I'm a normal woman. Meet her in a bar, meet her in a library. You can meet her in many places. And she will approach you, talk with you for a while. She's very good at getting people, particularly men, to tell her about their dreams and their wishes, their fantasies, goals, things like that. And she can offer a deal. She say, well, this is something that I can do. I can make this happen for you. And all you have to do is, sign this contract or, make some type of vow to me or some. She has a bunch of little things that she can do with you depending who you are. She may even just say, hey, you know what? You want to make this deal? Well, you have to lie with me. And usually that is so she can be impregnated. And once she is impregnated, she can have an actual child. It's a demon child, but it adds to the ranks. And it's different from like the Sisterhood of Lilith breeders and things like that because their children are Nephilim or what they call neo-Nephilim. There's a little bit of bioalchemy happening in that process, which allows normally human women to give birth to a half human, half divine being, half human, half angelic being, if you will. Serpina, on the other hand, even though she has a corporeal form, when she has children, those children are generally full demons. They're actual, even though they have this human DNA that helped them to spawn, they don't get corporeal bodies. At least they don't get the ability to become corporeal. They are just demons walking around doing demon things. Now, they can become very powerful and maybe at some point gain that ability, but typically they don't have the ability to do that. Now, some of you, if you've come from my other channel or you have read some of my books and things, Nodis Talbane. I actually talked about him. He's a billionaire real estate and tech mogul. So he has a combo portfolio of real estate and tech. He has tons of money and he just does his thing. He's just living the billionaire lifestyle. Now, he already had a nice amount of money because he was in real estate. He was pretty good with it. He was like a low-level millionaire. He had about maybe 10 million in the bank, something like that. But he had bigger dreams. He looked at the world and saw it working and running in a way that he felt he could do better if he had some power. And he didn't want to run for president. He didn't want to get into politics. He didn't want to do any of that type of stuff. He didn't even want to get into banking or any of that. He felt it would be good to get into technology. He said, that's where the future is going to be. And if I could control technology, have a big stake there, I'll be able to have the power I want. So he cast a spell to call a jinn to him. And it didn't work, or at least he thought it didn't work. The next day, he's in his office, and a young lady comes to meet him. He doesn't have an appointment with anybody. He doesn't know who she is, but she insists that he does indeed have an appointment with her. He did indeed call her. She makes an allusion to him wanting some wishes granted, which, if you know how Serpina dresses, that can have a lot of different meanings. But he figures out like, oh, wait a minute, this is, something's going on here. Let me see what this is. He invites her in. They have a conversation. And she says to him, yeah, I'll give you this wish. But these are some of the things I'm going to want. And so they made a deal. And he made all the right investments. So any of the big tech companies that are around today, be it computers, social media, software, he's got some money in there. On top of that, he got a hold of some land that was considered low value. He said, I'm going to sell that off. Well, he said, let me do a survey of the land first. He does a survey of the land. And he finds that the land is setting on oil. So, yeah, this guy has a lot of money. But now he has a problem. And the problem is he knows how this works. He has an idea of when Serpina is going to come back to collect, but he doesn't know exactly when. He doesn't know exactly how. And there's no agreement as to how much time he has with these billions. So for all he knows, she could come back the next day and say, it's time for me to collect. But what he does do is say, I'm going to assure that I'm here for a long time. So he calls her back to his office and with the help of Damius from the Sisterhood of Lilith, forces her back into her spiritual form and then captures her in a bottle. Now, from this point on, if I say too much, I'll spoil one of the ongoing stories that's happening in Victor Locke Demon Hunter. But I will say, years later, she got out the bottle. And she's angry. She's real angry. She's not happy. She goes to visit him. Roughs him up a little bit. But she's cool. She's like, coming back for you. Leaving you for last. It's going to be some hands-on action. So she's kind of going around now collecting those souls allowed to get that extended life. She's taking all those people out with the exception of one person, and that's Latanya Madison, who bought herself extra time by being her collector. Latanya is Soulfire. Now, Mona, Mr. Talbane's secretary, she dabbles in magic. She knew something was off with Serpina in the first place, but, it's nothing she could really do about it. Serpina's very powerful. So Mr. Talbane's going to have to get his clique together. Going to have to get the Rise of Magic together and get ready for that smoke. Or maybe he'll figure something out that will put Serpina and Victor Locke Demon Hunter on a collision course, and that will buy him more time. And Decoy, who's a friend of Victor Locke, already knows Soulfire. So some stuff can go down, right? Some stuff can happen. We don't know. We don't know what can happen. But that's where things stand right now. And this is Serpina in her outfit with the wings and everything. I like this. Looks really nice. And I'm drawing this in the Tombow Fude pens. I got the 2-pack. One is a hard tip pen. The other is a brush tip pen. I might do a review on these. These are very nice. I actually like the ink and the color of the ink. The ink is very black. I like these pens. We'll talk about them. So this is Serpina in her black suit. I know my camera went in and out of focus, so I tried to fix that. Next time I'm going to use a 20 millimeter lens. I'm using my vlogging lens. I have a 20 millimeter around here. I don't know why I didn't put that on the camera. Other than that, you guys take it easy. Next week, I'm going to choose my new sketchbook. So I'll see you guys then. Nathan Brandon Masters. I stay.
A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn.